Okay, so this is New York Times Sudoku Card for August 5th, 2024. This is my walkthrough. Let's get it going. First thing first, let me place singles. I know uh, 8 can be placed in box 9, and it will be here because 8 blocks these 3, 8 blocks these 3. And now I can place 7 in box 7. Yeah, it is box 7. And it will be here because 7 blocks these 2, 7 here blocks these 3, 7 blocks here. So 7 will be here. Okay. So and I can place 4 in box 3. So 4 here blocks these 2. So 4 will be either here or here. Looking down from this 4, it blocks these 3 cells. So 4 will be here or here because here's another 4. So in either case, it will block this cell from being 4. That gives me 4 in here. And okay, so and now I can also place 7 in here because here's 7 that eliminates this cell. 7 will be here or here. Now looking up from this 7, it blocks these 3 cells. 7 blocks these 3 cells. So 7 in box 6 will either be here or here. In either case, this 7 is not possible anymore. So here's 7. Let me put down a double in here. Now looking at, I'm pretty sure there's more singles, but probably it's good time to place a double in box 2, by which I mean, so here's 5 and 7, meaning these 3 cells cannot use neither 5 nor 7, and 5 and 7 are also here, meaning these 2 cannot use 5 nor 7. So there are only 2 cells left where I can possibly put 5 or 7. So that means so these 2 cells have to be used by these 2 cells. It's a double, which means no other number can use these 2 cells. No other number can use these 2 cells in terms of a box and a line, in this case row 2. So these cannot be 5 nor 7, which is already obvious because that's how I figured out these 2 will be 5 and 7. Now I know that these 4 cells cannot be 5 nor 7, which is not really useful because 5 and 7 have been placed in those boxes already in this case. But one more function of a double is that now I know 5 numbers that I can use here. Just to demonstrate, I'm going to put them down. So that would be 3, 4, 6, 8, 9. And sometimes you get lucky and find single. I guess not this time. So all it does in this case is confusing me and probably confusing you in this case. Uh, yeah, I erased all of them. So unless it gives you a single right away, I would advise to uh, not to write them down and leave it as empty as possible. For me, it's easier to see the whole Sudoku, whole puzzle. Um, yeah, I think it was. That's the best I can explain. So now I know this will be 1689 because these two are 5 and 7 gives me four numbers that will fill these four cells. That will be 1689. Unfortunately, that doesn't give me a single yet. So I guess I should move on. 3689. But in today's puzzle, this is kind of important because so one more thing I can say about double is that it cannot be any other number, which I said already. So if I look at column 6 and I see 3 and 6 here, and I see 3 here, that blocks this cell. And because of 3 here, 3 cannot be placed here either. And now, well, it's being blocked already, sorry. So this is the only cell I can put 3 into on column 6. And now this column is this cell is closed. I'm looking at column 6 again. 6 here blocks these 3 cells, and now this cannot be 6 either. So that means this is the only cell I can put 6 into. And these 4 cells will be 5, 7, 8, 9. So that means 8, these two 8s, which block these 2 cells, gives me 8 here because this will be filled by either 5 or 7. Now that gives me 5, 7, 9 triple, which I'm going to put down. I usually don't like to put down 3 numbers, but in this case it's useful. I cannot be 7 because that means these are triple, and it also tells me that 9, because this won't be 9, 9 will have to be either here or here. What that means, 9 cannot be put in these 4 cells. I guess I will try to explain that again. So these are 5, 7, 9 triple. So and because this cannot be 9, 9 has to use one of these cells. And because if there was any other, if 9 was in any other cells in this box, this cell will not be able to use 9, and because so 9 will lose a cell to go to on column 6. So I cannot put 9 in these 4 cells. And that is important because if I look at this cell, I think it's already that. It's blocked by 1, 2, 3, 4, can be 5, blocked by 6, 7, 8, and 9 here blocks this cell. So there's only one number I can use for this cell, which is 5. Okay, and that gives me 9 here and 7 here, 5 here, and 7 here. Okay, so that means these 3 cells will be using 1, 2, and 4. 1 and 4 block this cell, gives me 2 here. Now these 2 cells will be 1, 4 double, but because they are not on the same line, it will probably have less use, but it's just it will just save time, I think. And now these 3 cells, because it's part of this column, that's a triple of 269, 269, 269, and 6 and 9 here block this cell, gives me 2. So now it's 6 and 9 double. That means these cells will be using 1, 3, 5, 7. I should say 7 and 7 here block these 3 cells and gives me 7 here. And now these are 1, 3, 5, 3 blocks here, 3 blocks here, gives me 3 here. Now I have 3 and 3, so I should look sideways. These 2 3s will block these 4 cells, and here's another 3 that will block this cell, gives me 3. 3 and 3. They block these 4 cells, and 3 here block this cell, so 3 can only go here. These are 6, 8, 9, and these are 4, 6, 8, 9. Yeah, I don't think I can figure that one out yet, but now I know this is either 6 or 9. And these are 1, 4, 5. 1, 4, 5, by which I mean will be filled by 1 and 4 and 5, but not in that order necessarily, and just these 3 cells will be using 1, 4, 5, because for example here this cell is blocked by 1 and 5, so that gives me 4, which gives me 1 and 4, and this 4 and this 4 block these 3 cells, gives me 4 here, and I'm looking for the last number here, which is 5. These 2 will be 6 and 9, so that will leave only 1 for this cell. 2, 5, 6, 9, and these are 2, 6, 8, 3, 3, 3. They block these 4 cells, gives me 3 here. 6, oh, and 6 here blocks these 2 cells, gives me 6 here, so I know this is 9 now, and this is 6. This is the last number of the row, so it's 8, and this is 9. These 2 are 2 and 6, Okay, and these are 189. Ah, cool. 189. 1 and 9 block this cell, gives me 8. Uh, these are 2 and 6. And 6 here gives me 2 and 6. And now this is 9. Now this is 6 and this is 9. 2, 5, 1, 2, 6. Okay, so 2 and 2 here blocks these 2. So 2 comes here. These two are 1 and 6 now. 6 blocks here. 1 and 6. 4, 5, 9. Oh, okay. 4. These three will be filled with 4 and 4, 5 and 9. 4 and 9 block this cell, so this is 5. Uh, these two are these two are 8 and 9. 9 blocks here, so gives me 8 and 9. Now this 9 blocks this cell, gives me 9 and 4. And 4, 4, and 4, which blocks these 3. This 4 blocks here, gives me 4 here. These two are 1 and 5. 1 gives me 1 and 5. The last number here is 5. These are 2 and 5. This 5 gives me 5 and 2. 2, 2 gives me 2 here and 6 here, which gives me 6 here, 1 here, 1, 9, 8. Okay, here it is. Thank you very much for watching and have a good one.